to Tea and Strumpets, a Regency romance review. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Zoe.
And welcome to our third installment of the Bridgerton second epilogues. Today, we are going to be revisiting An Offer from a Gentleman.
Yes, which I said in our last Bridgerton recap was my favorite. Maybe. Yeah. Depending on the day of the week. It's so hard to pick a favorite. And I've watched a lot of Julia Quinn's Instagram live stories because she's been doing a lot of those over the quarantine period. Mm-hmm. And she often gets asked, what's your favorite X? What's your favorite Y? What's your favorite Z? And she's just like, I don't have a favorite, guys. Stop asking.
That's fair. I'm in the Julia Quinn camp. Anytime someone's like, what's your favorite anything? I'm like, I don't know.
Seriously, it's very hard because we like so many things. But we talked about favorites last time, so we don't have to talk about favorites this time.
No, we don't. What do we want to talk about this time?
This time, we want to talk about Benedict and Sophie, at least for a short while.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. You know, I like Benedict and Sophie. And, yes. But refresh me again, Zoe, on where we left them.
So where we left them was that they were at Bridgerton House and there were lots of grandchildren. I think everyone was having a good old time. It was maybe someone's party or something, but the Bridgertons gather because they're a happy, lovely family. And so they might have been at Aubrey Hall. I shouldn't say Bridgerton House, but they're somewhere in the country with a whole bunch of Bridgerton progeny and grand progeny. And Sophie tells Benedict that their family of 5 is about to become a family of 6. Ooh. And he is absolutely certain this one will be a girl. And Sophie is like, you said that last time. So we know they have 3 sons, which is very cute. And so they're expecting their 4th. And there's, again, a little whistle down moment where she somehow, I think that, figured out very quickly that they were pregnant. And they were like, how did she figure it out? And then we get a setup for the next book, which is that Lady Whistledown is tired. She's real tired of writing. And she puts down her quill and says it's time for something new. Ooh. So, and so I was really excited to revisit Benedict and Sophie, as I love them so much. But we didn't quite revisit Benedict and Sophie, did we?
No, we didn't, because what we got instead was we got a happily ever after for Posy, Sophie's stepsister from the book.
Yay!
Yes. And Posy, afterwards, at the end of the book, she was disowned by Araminta, and that's okay because Lady Bridgerton was like, you can stay with me as long as you want. And so now she's been out for a while, and she's now 25 and is feeling very much on the shelf, and Sophie tells Benedict that they need to do their part and help find Posy a husband because Posy's lovely and no one seems to realize it. So they need to help that endeavor along. And Benedict suggests the new vicar, whom Sophie had already mentioned had a lovely smile. So Posy comes for a visit after the season and she's there for tea when the vicar is announced. And it is love at first sight between the two.
Like, love at first sight.
Like love at first sight. Like, goo goo gaga. Like, they can't even speak. They're like, what's happening? I don't know. Who are you? You're great. Yes. And so they quickly marry. And then Posy quickly produces 4 children.
Yay.
And yay. And she names them all very carefully. First she names them after Sophie and Benedict. Then she names them after her husband's parents. And then years down the line, she ends up with a 5th child. And it's a little girl. And Sophie asks what Posy plans to name the girl. And she's like, Araminta. And Sophie's like, you sure? Because, why would you want to do that? She's like, no, I'm reclaiming it. And then she looks at her girl. She's like, I'm going to call her Minty for short. And she's like, she looks like a Minty. Also, my mother would hate that.
Yes. Oh, it's so cute because that's her revenge is that she calls her Minty and that her Araminta would hate that.
Yes.
Posy. So good.
Yes. But I'm very happy that Posy got a little ending. And, like, yes, it's sad we didn't revisit. But like I said, it's not... Julia Quinn's not trying to give you more closure on the book. I think, like, she's just trying to, like, you know... And in this case, I guess it was a little closure because everyone... You know, the Bridgerton books very much stay the Bridgerton books. Like, only the siblings have books. So when you have a fun side character that doesn't get married by the end of the book, she's giving us that little bit of Posy at the end because Posy didn't get her happily ever after in the book. So she's using the second epilogue to let us know that Posy has a happy ending.
Yes, it's so sweet. And I really, like, as someone who was, you know, maybe said my favorite book was this one, I probably should be the most disappointed, but I couldn't be. Like, it was such a cute little complete, like, bite-sized story. I mean, this isn't even close to a novella, but it was like such a little happily ever after. Like, are you sad and only have 15 minutes? Read An Offer from a Gentleman, second epilogue.
Oh, so cute. Oh, so good. And, like, just so happy for Posy and
it was beautifully written. I'm going to read this quote that I absolutely loved. When she first sees the vicar, sees him, it says, and then, honestly, it wouldn't do to try to recount it because she remembered almost nothing of what followed. She saw him, and it was if, after 25 years of life, her heart finally began to beat. I mean, are you kidding me? I just got goosebumps again.
It's so great.
This book was so cute and good. I say book. I mean, it was just a story. It was a tiny little, like, I don't know, just bite-sized story. It's so cute. And then there was humor in it, too. There's another quote that I want to share, if that's okay, where Julia Quinn, as narrator, says, "But this is a story about Posy, and as Hyacinth has a tendency to take over anything in which she is involved, please do forget about her for the remainder of this tale."
Yeah.
Like,
that's so great.
So cute. So what did you think about her little love story, too?
I thought her little love story was great, and I thought that it was great. She gave you a little backstory. She told you how Posy felt coming into it and how Posy felt so embraced by the Bridgerton family.
Mm-hmm.
And to the fact that, like, yes, she wasn't married, but she was kind of getting to the point where she honestly didn't mind so much because, and she tells Sophie, she's like, I like myself. And that wasn't always something I did because remember, her mom used to just, like, tear her down and tear her down and tear her down.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was very, like, confident in the fact that, like, maybe she wouldn't find a husband and that was okay.
Yep.
And then to have, you know, the man of her dreams walk through the door, just beautiful.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, like, okay, so here's a question. What would you have wanted to see if it was Benedict and Sophie?
I honestly don't know. Because I felt like their story wrapped up so well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think the only quote-unquote closure thing could have been, like, their daughters coming out in society and having great success. Or even sons, you know, if they have daughters. I can't remember. But, like, again, it also so didn't matter to Benedict and Sophie, right? They were just, like, and Benedict has so much, like, acclaim as a painter. We could have seen, like, one of the other Bridgerton progeny really liked painting and spent some time out there with Benedict and Sophie. But again, like, I'm the same thing. I'm like, you know, even though I didn't get what I expected, what I got was so good that I don't miss anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that was 100% true, and I don't miss anything from the book at all. And I think that she finished their story off so well, and they were very happy and content.
Yep.
It wasn't like Anthony and Kate, which I think were happy and content, and you just got a Pall Mall scene, because that was just like where everyone is in their essence. Like, there wasn't that same thing with Sophie and Benedict. They didn't have, like, a defining scene.
Yeah.
In that kind, like, there was defining scenes between the two of them, but there wasn't a defining scene in the sense of the book overall.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that to then turn the focus to Posy, kind of the unsung hero of the book.
Yes.
I think that was warranted and delightful.
Yes. It just left me feeling so satisfied, which is pretty darn cool. And what more can you want?
Nothing. But we can tell our listeners what we're going to do next week.
Ooh, next week, guys, is getting steamy up in here because it is our final romance chat. And it is erotic romance with Rosemary Wildhide and Tamsin Parker. So we have reviewed one erotic romance on the show, which was The Scandalous Diary of Lily Layton. And we teased this episode then. So I'm excited to get to share it with you guys because it's cool and I learned something on it and I love learning things.
Learning things is the best way to go through life.
Yes. And then we're going to be taking a break the week after that because it's Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone who is celebrating. One of my favorite holidays for sure. I love
all the food.
All the food. It's a good time. Food, friends, family, although maybe less family this year, and friends because of the restrictions. But everyone stay safe out there and have a lovely holiday if you are celebrating.
Yes.
So if you want to get in touch with us, you can hit us up through email, romancepod@gmail.com, or find us on social media @T as in Tom and as in Nancy Strumpets.
And if you want to be in the know, you can sign up for our email list, and you can do that by heading over to our website. Our website is romancepod.com. And if you sign up for our email list, you can get little extras. We email you the list of the books and our episodes that will be coming out that month. We also give you little snippets from authors we've talked to. And you can, if you're on the website already, you can check out more information about the show, as well as who we are and what's more to come.
Yes. So thank you all for listening. Join us next week as we talk about erotic romance with authors Rosemary Wildhide and Tamsin Parker.
And may all your ever afters end happily.
Tea and Strumpets is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. Find more podcasts you'll love at frolic.media/podcasts.
Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Betsy. We're the Dinner Sisters, two sisters taking on the nightly challenge of dinner. Every week, we test and review 3 recipes from all over the internet. We post new episodes every Sunday to give you some dinner inspiration.
One of our favorite things about podcasting is being together as sisters. Here's a clip about our relationship and a little bit about food.
I bake it, I pull it out to the table, and I take it off. And Brian's like, is that fish not gutted? What is going on?
Oh.
Yes, so I had not gutted the fish.
Had there not been fish guts all over the place, I think your kids would have thought it was cool.
If you'd like to join us for dinner, you can find us at www.dinnersisters.com, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll save a spot at the table for you.